idea behind insights is they come actually from observations, and it's the best way really to get observations is for you to go out there, go and explore, observe, observe, observe.
So our first clue is a bear might play on the swings. Could be anywhere. So we're going off to play detectives. We have to fill our book with rich stuff. Pictures, sounds, smells, things, thoughts, feelings, emotions, observations. Okay. Ready? Will is a little bit worried about going in there and taking pictures of other people's kids because people think he's a nonce and beat him up. Which we don't mind, but we're going to go and kiss some girlies. Come on, Em.
Why do you love the park? Why do kids love parks?
Because they have nice climbing frames.
It was very sort of spontaneous. What struck us straight away was you've got all these kids playing in the park, and it's very free and happy and innocent, but it's all fenced off. It's very sort of demarcated. It's like Auschwitz, which is kind of a nice contrast to sort of the kiddie play area. Certain spaces you're permitted to do certain things, and you're permitted to be certain people, and then in other spaces maybe you become something completely different. I'm always a little cynical going into anything like this, but actually it was just really fun to go out and talk to people and run around, sort of there's 4 of us and we were just skitting from thing to thing, I had my little notebook, I'm just walking around almost like, sort of in a dream. You've got the license to just dither about and go, that's interesting, and start writing it down. Or if you've got the camera in your hand, it's a digital camera, you can see what you're taking straight away, it's just like, that's a cool image, that's a cool image. I don't know quite how we then bring it back. And it'd be interesting to see what we do this afternoon, to see if this does actually get anywhere. Because it's so blank and broad, you come up with, everything and anything. And it's going to be interesting to see how we actually make something meaningful out of this afterwards.
And ideally, an insight has 3 things. It has a human truth, it has a need that it's satisfying, and ideally, and this is the hardest, it has friction. And this friction is kind of almost an internal contradiction.
Give me the insight then that takes this on.
The insight was something like, both in terms of our looks and also how we measure ourselves. Is it something like, I pretend I'm really sus?
But actually inside, I'm not quite sure what I'm doing, or I'm lost, I like. What I've asked them to do is take one insight each and generate lots of ideas from that. Now, these ideas are actionable things, and what we say is it's like the thought that bananas are good for you, but the idea is put bananas on reception, something you can actually do.
We know in advance that one person has a secret on the other or something. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And
but can we have some kind of challenge element? So either they've got to tell the truth or they've got to lie. So everyone's got something on everyone else.
There's the secret story, which is like a dinner party. Someone's got a secret, and there's a format and penalties if you do guess the secret, don't guess the secret, come out the secret. Then there's a quite separate thing, which is what would life be like? Be it a dinner party, going to meet your new mother-in-law, what would life be like if we were all allowed to strip ourselves of social convention and just say what comes into our head as it comes into our head, like a child does.
So if you get a good idea, it makes the hairs on your skin stand up, which is a really good test, isn't it? If you can sleep on it overnight and then the next day you suddenly think, oh my God, that's really good, then that's a good idea.
So the title of this is Dare You, and the insight was, I wish I didn't care so much what people thought, but I do. Brackets, imagine if we all had Tourette's.
This show will enable people to get things off their chest, tell uncomfortable truths, live more honestly, and speak your mind.
These are improvisers who are actually going to do your idea for you. We'll actually see what it looks like on television.
How are we going to tell this idea? We're going to show the person in their native environment talking about their frustration, that they can't just come out and say what's on their mind.
I'm so wound up with these social conventions, and I just want to swear at them. I just want to get my friends and just shake them and go, what the fuck are you talking about? But I can't, because I'm a whip.
He thinks they're small-minded, smug marrieds, racist, ignorant, but he plays along and they're his friends and he'd love to be able to tell them what he thinks.
Yes, Mandy, it's really interesting that your tale about being in Africa,
I mean, it was incredible. These people were jumping and I just thought, for goodness sake, get a bus.
We get these truth gurus, because they do exist, they're called landmark gurus, And they coach him and take him through how he can cure this British disease of just not offending at all costs.
You need to let your thoughts out, okay?
Then we see the showdown, the night of the showdown. It's very tense, it's very conspiratorial. Will he, won't he? The minutes tick by. Suddenly at the 11th hour, he goes for it.
Don't you think you're being a little bit racist?
We're having a lovely evening. You spoil it with words like racist.
Look, Mandy, I've known you for years. I'm not trying to spoil your evening. I'm just trying to say that I think you're racist.
Kind of the morning after, there's video diaries of these people, and the friends kind of just tell of their absolute shock and bewilderment at the things he was saying. But it actually makes them start to question maybe their own smug existence.
I mean, you can imagine, racist is a very hard comment, and I won't be inviting him to the next one.
Yeah, I mean, I slapped the arse of a few ladies in work, but I can't believe you thought I was a sexist pig. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Yes, well, I mean, he said, actually, that I, called people fat. Well, some people are fat, all right?
Actually, I think he's got a bit of a point, actually.
Cut.